Darkness, silence, then the crackle of wind through ancient trees, a faint shimmer on the horizon. 3 figures appear, dust clinging to their robes, glory hidden in plain sight. What do you do when God shows up at your door? Not in thunder, not in fire, but in the quiet heat of the day, with dust on his feet and eternity in his eyes. This is no ordinary visit. Behind the meal, a miracle. Behind the laughter, a secret too sacred for doubt. And behind the silence, the fate of an entire city hangs in the balance. One woman will laugh at the impossible. One man will stand before the judge of all the earth and argue for mercy. This is the day when heaven sits at the table and justice walks towards Sodom. You're not just about to read Genesis 18. You're about to step into it. Welcome to the moment when the Almighty came down and everything changed. The wind speaks of wonders. The sun is merciless. The earth breathes dust. The air hangs thick with silence, the kind that feels like something is about to happen. Abraham sits at the threshold of his tent, eyes scanning the horizon, not for enemies, not even for guests, but for something. He doesn't know what. Maybe the fulfillment of a promise made decades ago, maybe just relief from the waiting. Then they appear. 3 men, walking not as wanderers, but as if the earth itself makes way for them. There is no warning, no thunder, no heavenly chorus, just sandals pressing into sand and a sense, deep in Abraham's bones, that this is not a normal visit. His heart pounds, he runs, a man over 90, sprinting like a servant to kings. He bows low to the ground, dust clings to his robe, his face nearly kisses the earth. My Lord, if I've found favor in your eyes, do not pass me by. There's desperation in his voice, not panic, but reverence. A fear wrapped in awe. He's not entertaining guests, he's welcoming glory. He doesn't wait for an answer. He runs to Sarah. Quick! 3 measures of fine flour. Knead it, bake it. He hurries to the herd, chooses the finest calf, commands a servant to prepare it. Milk, curds, bread still warm from the fire. A feast not just of food, but of faith. They sit beneath the ancient oaks. Shadows dance on the ground as the branches above sway like they remember Eden. And then, between bites of bread and sips of milk, one of the visitors speaks. Where is Sarah, your wife? Abraham's breath catches. How do they know her name? He nods toward the tent. And then comes the sentence that splits the fabric of despair. I will return to you, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Inside the tent, Sarah freezes. Her hands, dusty with flour, tremble. She laughs, but not because it's funny. She laughs like a woman who has buried hope so deep she forgot where she left it. She laughs like someone protecting herself from heartbreak. She laughs like the wound of waiting is too old to be healed now. But outside, the voice speaks again. Why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too wonderful for the Lord? The tent flap flutters. The wind shifts. Inside, Sarah covers her mouth. I didn't laugh, she whispers. But it's too late. The laughter has already echoed through heaven. The air feels heavy with something sacred. Abraham's hands tremble. He looks toward Sarah, who now stands just behind the tent veil, her eyes wide, not with fear, but with something older. Wonder. Ache. Could it be? The visitor's gaze locks with hers, not angry, not amused, but piercing. It's as if he sees not her age or her doubt, but the very first tear she ever cried for a child she never held. This time next year. The words are soft, but they hit like thunder. Abraham swallows hard. He imagines it, holding a son, hearing him cry, seeing stars multiply like grains of sand, a legacy born from a barren womb. The trees rustle as if they're applauding the promise. The God who lingers, the man who pleads. The meal ends. The plates are empty, but the air is thick with unfinished business. Two of the visitors rise. They turn toward the plains, the direction of Sodom. Their faces are solemn, their footsteps deliberate. But one remains. The Lord lingers. He walks with Abraham to the edge of the camp. The horizon stretches wide, and far below, in the valley, sits a city pulsing with pride, violence, and injustice. And then God speaks, not with thunder, but like a friend revealing a secret. The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great. Their sin is very grave. I will go down and see. Abraham's mouth goes dry. He knows what this means. Judgment is coming. His thoughts race. He thinks of Lot, his nephew, of children, of mothers, of the innocent mixed among the guilty. His knees feel weak, but something within him stirs. A fire, not of rebellion, but of righteousness. He steps forward. Will you really sweep away the righteous with the wicked? It's not a challenge. It's a plea born from the heart of a man who dares to believe that justice and mercy are not enemies. Abraham's voice cracks. What if there are 50 righteous? Will you still destroy it? The Lord's answer is immediate. If I find 50, I will spare the whole place. But Abraham isn't done. The numbers drop like falling leaves. 45, 40, 30, 20. Each time the answer is the same. I will not destroy it. But Abraham's voice is growing softer now. His chest tightens. His eyes brim with tears. Please, don't be angry if I ask once more. What if just 10? The silence is thick. Then God replies, for the sake of 10, I will not destroy it. And then the Lord departs. The air is cooler now, but Abraham doesn't move. He stands where the Lord left him, on the ridge, eyes locked on the distant valley. Down there, Sodom glimmers like a jewel in the dusk. Beautiful, wicked, unaware. He can almost hear the laughter of its streets, the music of its festivals, the clamor of its pride. But underneath it all, Abraham feels it. Something broken, something rotting. His chest is heavy, not with judgment, but with heartbreak. Because he knows mercy has limits, and time runs out. The angels are already walking toward the gates. The city doesn't know that tonight is borrowed time. Abraham stares into the horizon as the wind howls around him. He's pleaded, he's prayed, and now he waits. Tears fall freely down his weathered cheeks, not just for his nephew Lot, but for a world so quick to forget. The God who walks among men, he turns his face to the sky, where the stars will soon appear. The ones God promised would be his children. But one promise weighs heavier than the rest. Justice is coming, and mercy is on the move. This is not the end, it's only the beginning.